Okay, I'm just going to make some very quick sort of Christmas ginger cookies, and they're really good to make ginger. I'm making gingerbread men, little stars. They're good for if you're going to make them onto Christmas decorations for the Christmas tree, and they're actually good all year round. So anyway, I'll show you, move you down, you see what we're up to. Okay, so just move that across a little bit. So I'm actually using Nigellas' How to Eat cookbook, which is a recipe I've used loads and loads of times, and it's really easy, and it always works out every single time, like you can see there. Okay, so in this bowl I've got 300 grams of plain flour, pinch of salt, teaspoon of baking powder, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now I've also ginger as well, that's just added on extra. She suggests you can use nutmeg if you wanted, but you know, you're adding in whatever flavour you want. Now I've got 100 grams of butter, which should be diced, but it's not, it's melted in the microwave because I'm in a rush. 100 grams here of light muscavado sugar. Now I haven't got light muscavado sugar, so it's going to make it very pale, which is why I've added in here a little bit of cocoa powder. Not enough to make it chocolatey, but just to make it a bit of a colour. And then on top of the sugar, I've got 60 grams of golden syrup. So what I've done is I've put the sugar in first and measured it so that I can use that as a base to put the golden syrup on, so the golden syrup won't stick to the pot. Also with the golden syrup, because it's that thick and hard to get out, what I've done is, well, it's actually in a plastic bottle. So I've put it in the microwave for 30 seconds just to liquid up that, well, it's quite cold today, but liquid up the syrup. Now, obviously don't put it in the microwave if your golden syrup's in a tin, but you can put the tin in a bowl of hot water if you want to warm it up a little bit so that it's easy to pour out. So I'm going to put the sugar in, the sugar and the syrup. Okay, they're not sticking, plan hasn't worked as well as expected. Obviously it's better if you do it quickly. I've been waiting a couple of minutes to pour it in. Anyway, I'll get it anyway, in the end. So that's that in. I'm going to put the butter in as well. Now obviously it's easier or better, quicker, if you do it in a food processor, but if you haven't got a food processor, it's absolutely fine to do it by hand. So I'm mixing this all in. So that's the melted butter and the sugar, and hopefully it's going to be a nice enough colour. If you'd have rubbed this in, you'd be getting breadcrumbs now, wouldn't you? Rubbing the fat into the flour, but we haven't got the breadcrumbs. But I think that's going to be fine, just like that. We're going to put the 2 eggs in now. 1, 2, take that shell out. Nice. So there's eggs mixed in as well. I mean, even without the food processor, it's not taking that long, you know, to get it all mixed in. Whoops. So there. Give that another good mix around, make sure everything's all mixed in. And then there you can see quite thick and sticky dough that we're having there. Now, what I'm going to do is put a grease-proof sheet down and just put that down to roll it out. It does look a little bit sticky, probably from the melting the butter too much. And I've got here an assortment of sweeties that I'm going to decorate the biscuits with. Right, get that out. Now if you're going to make these for Christmas decorations, you've got to remember to make a little hole in the top for the ribbon before you bake them. And then that way you'll be able to put a ribbon through or some twine and hang them on the tree. Obviously you could make this more chocolatey if you wanted, if you wanted it as you know, an actual chocolate flavoured biscuits. Now usually it would be better to put this in the fridge to firm up a bit. So that's what I'm going to do, put it in the fridge. I'll come back once it's firmed up a bit. I'm rolling it out flat before I put it in the fridge so it's got a greater surface area so it can chill down a lot quicker. So once that's chilled, we'll come back. Okay, so the pastry's been in the, well, I've actually had it in the freezer for about 5 minutes so that it's firmed up. So it's easier to roll out and it's going to be easier to cut out. So you don't want it too thin. That feels about right. A little gingerbread man. So each of these little gingerbread people, I've cut some, they're still a little bit big. I've cut some little sweets up to try and decorate each one. Oh, that could be his mouth. They're way too big. Now, I've never used Haribo's before, so we'll have a see how they come out. A few little buttons. Obviously, you're supposed to use currants. I haven't got any. These Haribo's are remarkably difficult to cut as well. Considering when you eat them, they're not too bad. Right, we'll have a little try of those. Now, I have also got a large, well, I thought it was small, boiled sweet. So what I'm going to try and do is a large star, and then the large star is going to get a bit bigger. That's not ideal. Right, we'll do it a little bit thinner, a little bit too thick that. Okay, so the large star is going to hold the boiled sweet like a little present. And we'll try and see how that comes out. So I'll do those and I'll come back to you once they're cooked. Okay, so this is my last little bit of dough left. I've rolled out lots of stars, lots of gingerbread men. I've got my second lot of gingerbread men in the oven. And I've got this little tiny bit of dough left. Now, I must roll this dough out 5 or 6 times and use the scraps again and again. And that is the beauty of this dough mix, that it, particularly for kids, you can roll it, you can cut out your pieces, and then you can do it again. It's not going to start cracking or crumbling or cause you any problems. Just really do it again. Off you go once more. Now, before I just get this little last little bit rolled out, obviously if it starts getting a little bit sticky, just a little bit of flour in there. But you know, you can, if you roll out cookie dough too much, it can go like hard or just unpleasant, but this one just keeps going, so it's perfect for kids. Now I have taken some out of the oven. I can pick it up carefully and show you, and I think we can safely say don't use Haribo's on the biscuits. So the ones I've just put in now, I've just put them in plain, and I'm going to use some icing to decorate them later. because my idea of Haribo's and even the boiled sweets, they've melted off the side. So, you know, unless you've got some currants to put in there, maybe chocolate chips, cooking chocolate chips would do. But obviously there's a reason that most gingerbread men have got currant buttons down their currant eyes and what have you, and not Haribo's. So we've learned something anyway. Don't use the Haribo's. Okay, probably still even get another one out of those. Okay, I'll come back to you when they're all baked. Okay, so these are my gingerbread men, some of the slightly strange ones with the Haribo's and the melted boiled sweets, which didn't totally work out properly. So I can fix these with a little bit of icing. So as you can see, these ones who are holding up a little actually Easter egg, that Easter egg worked out very well and they turned out nicely, those little gingerbread men bearing gifts. And then what I've done is I've just mixed up some powdered sugar, icing sugar, with a little bit of mint food flavouring and a drop of water, so it's not too thick. And you can see that, and I've just got it with a little cocktail stick and dabbed it onto the gingerbread men. And much better, if you're going to have a Haribo, stick it on afterwards. Anyway, this little guy with his scarf on looks quite happy. They taste nice, they're fun to make, and hopefully you have some good fun making them. Thanks for watching, and remember, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Have a good Christmas!